the NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. With Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, I'm Kevin Harlan. And our very own Allie LaForce has the sidelines covered for us tonight. The grind of the NBA season wears on, but what a pleasure this year is turning out to be. Let's check out the West and see how the standings look. Look at Memphis. They're 7th right now. Not a bad spot, but certainly they'd like to string together a run of wins.
And when I look at Memphis, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
And the clock is ticking for them to make that push. It's looking like they'll be fighting for a spot in the play-in.
So the Nets starting 5. Traoré is out there with Terrence Mann. Then it's Michael Porter. Then it's Sharp, and it's Wolf in at the 4-man position. And for Memphis, we've got Santi Aldama. He's out there with Brandon Clark. MP out there with John Morant. And it's Coward in at the shooting guard position. Now Porter following the three-point attempt by MP. So Greg, with all-star voting underway, there are plenty of deserving players, but only 12 spots for each conference. It is very difficult to choose.
And that's why it feels like someone gets snubbed every year. I'd love to see the league expand the rosters to 15 spots. Remember, we had 12-man rosters back when there were only 9 teams.
Here's Traoré. Grizzlies making the shot. And it's Coward with the rebound. MP passes to Clark. And it's Clark with the jam.
Quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that rim.
Outside, Porter. To the paint, cuts off the pass. Floats it up for MP. And stolen by Sharp. MP against Porter. Here's Traoré. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Clock is at 3. Morant with some nice D. For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. MP outside. Pass to Coward. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist.
Nice pass by MP, showing how unselfish he can be.
Now, man. To the middle. Here's Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
And this Grizzlies organization, Greg, not afraid to innovate.
Yeah, we see that with the offense they've implemented, different from just about any other team in the league. Rather than pick and roll, it's much more predicated on off-ball shifts and cutting.
Porter, no luck.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pass to Aldama. Out to Morant. Sinks the triple.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
There's the screen. Now, here's Sharp. Here's Mann. The kick out to Porter. Count the basket.
Just using his size well close to the rim. Porter is outstanding at cashing in from those spots.
Pass to Aldama. And here is MP. Top of the key jumper, no good.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
And you couldn't get a better shot off? Like, come on, you got to make the extra pass. Like, being a teammate will go so far in this league.
Here's Traoré. Nothing on the board. And it's Sharp missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
MP right side. Pass to Coward. Now here's Morant for 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
It's Clark with the rebound. And here are the Grizzlies. They're on a 13-4 run. Bounce pass from Aldama. Here's Morant. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
I'm not sure what he was thinking. That's a weird pass.
With a timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. There's the lob to Jackson, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
How about the vision from MP? In the pick and roll, that's very encouraging to see.
Wells is out there with Jackson. Then there's John Morant. Then it's MP. And it's Coward in at the 2-guard. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Pass to MP. And the rejection by Claxton. And the ball goes out of bounds. As touched by Claxton. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Here's Mann. Still without a basket. And again, no good by Brooklyn. On the wing, MP. MP nails the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Porter passes to Wolf. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks. Well, MP in their last game against the Thunder put forth a nice effort. He dropped 13 points and he knocked down some trays last game. A great sign for his team. So he just poured more fuel on his team's fire and helped them continue this winning streak, a streak they're hoping doesn't end here. Guys?
Hey, Allie, thanks for the great report. The aggressiveness, Greg, he showed the other night. We'll see if he can match that intensity here.
I'm a believer. I think he can produce at the same level tonight.
Oh, I don't know. After you put up numbers like that, I think the defense starts paying a little bit more attention to you, so it might be difficult.
And here's Jackson after Michael Porter made the last three-pointer. In the center of things, Morant.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Porter outside. It's hauled in by MP. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, the Nets trading this summer for Michael Porter Jr. And after playing a complimentary role in Denver with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, he now becomes a focal point. He said he's not really a big city guy with all the traffic, but listen, he can expect plenty of crowding every time he touches the ball.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. Hey, Shams, thank you very much. Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Brandon Clark comes in for Jackson. And Santi Aldama is subbed in for Wells. And then for Brooklyn, Sharp's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Traore in for Zaire Williams. And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one. MP, no good.
And let's be honest, they're winning in spite of his atrocious shooting performance.
And it's good, 2 points. Looking at Memphis, they took the win in their last game against Oklahoma City. To the wing right side. Morant outside. Misses the three.
And after connecting twice from deep in the first quarter, he hasn't been able to drain another here in the second.
Here's Traore. Pass to Wolf. Sinks the three-pointer. Wolf's got it back down to within single digits for the Nets.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
That'll do it for the first half. Grizzlies lead by 8. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
If these guys end up making the cut, this will be a dunk contest for the ages, man. They're not just athletes.
And now let's discuss this game. Talk about a strong start for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Bitch Bob.
And that's all for us.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You have to like what you're seeing from Ja Morant.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Starting off the second half, here's Jordi Fernandez's 5. They've got Traore. Also, Terrence Mann is out there. Sharp out there with Michael Porter. And it's Wolf at the power forward. One thing you hear players talking about after they've been in the league for a while, Richard, they say the game slows down. When did that happen for you?
For me, it was probably my third year. The end of my third year, the game started to slow down a little bit for me. I went from 9 points to 15 to 18. The game really slowed down in that third year.
2 on the clock. There's Porter with the 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Porter's got 10 points.
That was an emphatic answer by Porter Jr., looking to dominate him from beyond.
MP high post. Porter's there. Pass to Coward. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. 6 points for him.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And it's in there.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Morant kicks to MP. And the Grizzlies check on 2 more.
And this is why you gotta be all up in MP's airspace, even as the pass is coming his way.
Richard, the dynamic Ja Morant. He is an absolute fan and broadcaster favorite.
I'm trying to think of a more exciting player than Ja Morant, and I'm coming up short. Ja doesn't just make plays, he makes memories.
Man finds Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Now, here's MP. 8 points for him.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I gotta say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Pass to Man. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Clark, and then Clark slams it in.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot, guys. Ja Morant looking to lead the way. He said, I set the tone. My teammates feed off of it, and I love to compete. That's how we all grew up, playing on the blacktop outside, competing at a high level when there was no cameras around. Back to you, Kevin.
He's got that alpha mentality. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. Jerome, he's checked in for Morant, and a change for the Nets. Connie's checked in. Memphis moving that ball around. The 3 from MP. And there's the call on Ty Jerome. That's his first foul. G.G. Jackson. He's checked in for the Grizzlies. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. On the wing, Man. They're running. Moving it up. Jerome, good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And RJ, you played 7 seasons in a Nets uniform, the most with any of your teams.
Yeah, it was a great way to start my career consistently in the playoff picture. It was really the most sustained success that the franchise has enjoyed.
And Jerome has got the ball here for the Grizzlies. They lead by 11.
Well, despite some uneven shooting from him, they're still out in front.
To the inside. Here's Coney. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
MP, no good. Nets trail by 9. 27 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Jerome off the pick from MP. Now, Jerome. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We'll get right back to the action. Both teams making substitutions here. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. They've got MP. Clark is out there with Santi Aldama. Then there's John Morant. And it's Coward in at the 2-guard spot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Just 5 on the clock. Man. And the lead is down inside single digits.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Man, this has been a fun one. But look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
MP. A 3-ball by Morant.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
From deep. That's off. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
I think when you've got it going from three-point range, you've got to keep it going. It's a good way to kind of pile up the points quickly.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. A 3-pointer. Good.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Here's Traore. Porter. And they come back with a 3 of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Now MP. Clark sets a screen for MP. Oh, great touch off the pass.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Grizzlies.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And a team's depth is always a factor in games like this. And what a tremendous game. Maybe even a bit of a surprise to see the numbers for MP.
Okay, I'm going to explain what he did here. It's called playmaking. Being someone that seeks out their teammates, making the extra pass.
And it's Sharp missing.
and he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
And so it's Brooklyn with it, trailing by 19. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Traore. Shoots over Morant. And again, it's the Nets missing. And there's the bucket from MP.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort.
You got the win, got yourself a double-double. Anything missing, MP? You want fries with that?
Oh man, for me, double-double is the basic meal, the combo. But let's get some triple-doubles going. Triple-doubles are like adding some exotic sauce on top. I'm talking honey mustard, barbecue, maybe even some dessert. A little sundae or something. Yeah, that's what I want next time now. Need to spice things up a little bit, give it some flavor.
Making me hungry, MP.
Me too. Hey, lunch on you?
You got it.
All right.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dominic, thanks a lot. Well, folks, that's